Hi everyone, in this lecture we are going to continue with our general styles. Now the next section that is going to receive custom properties is of course going to be font size, because we have a lot of that in our websites. Now there is something that I want to mention up front, and that is that this structure that you're seeing that I'm following, if you want, you can use this in your projects. If you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate or an advanced developer, I'm sure you have some kind of workflow, as we call it. And if you want, you can use this as well. This is something that I do. I usually come up with all of this. And right at the beginning, I set up my color palette, I set up the sizes, and I try to be as diverse as possible, just to basically compensate for all of the corner cases that are going to arise when I just keep on tapping on my keyboard. So this is a good idea, just to get all of this out of the way, and then we are going to focus on creating the actual website. And the actual website is very simple. These are the most important and the most difficult things that you need to decide. The rest is going to be very simple, believe me. So we are going to have font sizes, and I'm going to use this system right here. Now for each one, I'm repeating it because it might have a different meaning for each one. As with colors, the M and L, they were modified in light, but for padding, they were like large and medium. So for font size, we are going to have a large. We're not going to have an extra large, so it's going to be large. And then we are going to have an extra small one. Oops. Which is going to be extra small. There we go. So in here, I'm going to say, now what is the nature of the property? It is a font size, so I'm going to say font size. And then I'm going to say L. Calc. See, now when you provide it as the font size, as you're making the width of the window smaller or bigger, the font size is going to adjust itself accordingly, and you don't have to really provide any kind of media queries. It's really cool. So 1.5 rem plus 2 VW. This is the large font size. I'm going to copy paste the rest of them. We have talked a lot about these. I'm just going to change these. This is going to take 1 second. There we go. XS. So now you know, okay, what these actually mean. And if you create this website and you come like in 2 years or 1 year or 6 months, just take a look at that. You'll understand, okay, what it is you're actually doing and what it is you have actually done in here. So the next one is going to be font families. I'm going to provide them in custom properties as well. I really like using custom properties. That's why I'm using it for all of them. Now we are going to have a main font family and a sub font family. Now this is entirely up to you which one you want to use. So you want to use the main one, you want to use the sub one. It's just a design decision. It depends. It's going to be different for everyone. So I do encourage you to come up with your own, to just go ahead and think of which kind of font is going to look better on this website. So for the main, we have Fredoka, and for the sub, I'm going to provide as the Poppins. There we go. Let's save that. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen on the web page. We're just merely providing general styles. I'm going to grab the body and I'm going to provide it. Now the entire font family of the page is going to be the font family of the sub font family. So I'm going to say var. We know how we can use custom properties. That is through the var function. I'm going to say font family sub. So the sub font family is going to be used for the entire web page, but when it comes to titles, we are going to use the main font family. That's how I'm trying to go ahead. Line height is going to be 1.5. 1.5 is 1.5 times the font size of the root element, so 15 pixels. All right, let's move on. Let's grab our container. Now, before actually diving and providing anything here, I would like to show you something, because that's extremely important when you're starting with HTML and CSS. And that is, if you get this right, it's going to be extremely phenomenally easy for you to create your website and make it responsive. You can do that in like 2 hours, tops. 2 hours, you can create a website. Just keep in mind that you have all the resources and all of the design decisions down. Then it's just going to take like an hour and 90 minutes to 120 minutes. Tops, 120 minutes. But what is important, even more important than color choices, than sizes, is actually the layout of your website. Now that we have Grid and Flexbox, not now, for the past few years, you need to come up with a systematic way of creating your website. And I'm going to show you what that systematic way is. And that is why we have provided this class of container on the body. Because we want our container, be it Grid or Flex, we want that to be the body. So I'm just going to, I'm just going to leave it here. Let's dive into our web page, our completed website. So what do we have here? Now the layout of this website, it is created with CSS Grid. Now we don't see it, but if you just go to inspect, go to layout, and just say body.container, just click on this tick mark and just go ahead and bring it down. Now you can see that we have this entire system. Now you can see the grid. This grid is going to allow us to make this responsive. I can't emphasize this enough. It is of paramount importance that you understand how you can create the entire layout of your website. Otherwise, you're going to spend months, you're going to spend years, and you will not be able to create even one website. So it is really, really, really important. That's why I'm extremely emphatic on this. So you need to be very, very careful, and you need to pay very close attention to our few upcoming lectures, videos, where I show you how you can create the entire layout of your website with just CSS Grid, and how you can come up with that, how you can provide columns, you can provide rows, what is the number of columns, what number of columns are good, which are better, which are not better, and how you can come up with the rows for your website. Because clearly we have rows in here, even though we talked about how we don't want to specify height for rows, we want the content to decide that. What is the workaround that, and why did we provide rows with height for our content, and how is that even responsive? Now, something I guess that I forgot to show you is that this website is fully responsive. I guess I forgot to show you that. And our introduction, which I should have showed you, but I didn't for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So let's just go to 650. There we go. So when I go top, and if I just go ahead and keep decreasing the width of the window, I guess this is better than I'm showing it to you right now. You can see that some of the fonts, they're getting smaller, some of the fonts, they're getting bigger. So there we go. Now here at the point of 800, we are going to lose this navigation, and we're going to end up with a hamburger menu. Now when you click on this hamburger menu, this window is going to open. This is extremely responsive, all the way up to width 300 pixels. And you don't really want to go below that. That's a nasty place to be, below 300 pixels. So this is something that we're going to do with JavaScript. I'm going to teach you how you can create this custom hamburger menu. I probably should have showed you this in the beginning, in the introduction. So if you just go ahead and make it smaller, you can see everything adapts to smaller screen size. This is the placement algorithm of CSS Grid. And we can even make it smaller, or we can just go ahead and take a look at it on iPhone 12, how this website is going to look like. There we go. So this is how this website is going to look like on iPhone 12, 13. And what is the model? It is Pro Max. We could also say iPhone 11 if you have that, which I don't, which is good for you. This is how it is going to look like on Galaxy S20 Ultra Linux, whatever that means. There we go. This is how it is going to look like. In case you're wondering, here is our sign up page. This is how our sign up page is going to look like on Galaxy S20. We could also say iPad 11 Pro. Where is iPad? This is how it is going to look like on iPad. Let's go back. Here is our website on iPad. So it doesn't matter what kind of device it is that you're actually using. This website is going to look perfectly fine on all of them. And the key to making it look cool on all of the devices is the entire layout of your website. That is something that we're going to cover throughout the next at least 2 lectures. I'm going to dedicate a lot of time for that. So see you then.